I just stopped and pulled over so we could knock it out before I get to running around, man. I got a few things to do today.
Sunny California, man. I'm here in Austin, Texas, just trying to keep cool. It's like 105 degrees here.
Oh
So
man, I bet it's been crazy out here too, as far as like the weather. It's been like in the 90s and stuff like that.
yeah. Well, I mean, thanks, man, for hopping on here. I definitely want to talk about your mental health initiative that's coming up. I mean, that's some really important, good work that you're doing. But
Yeah.
before we get into that, I want to just spend some time giving you an opportunity to talk about your own story because, you got celebrities out there, man, who, will say, yeah, I'm all for mental health, but it's personal for you.
Yeah,
You've
yeah,
overcome trauma. You've been diagnosed with PTSD. You've gone to therapy. Talk about how that process of self-discovery has really taught you about yourself and how it's made you the man you are today.
I mean, that's absolutely what it is, though. It's self-discovery, man. It's learning a lot about yourself. When you're dealing with, of course, mental health, because where I come from, we don't address it. You know what I'm saying? It's so normal. Everything we so immune and desensitized by the stuff that we endure on a day-to-day basis. So when I was 9 years old, I seen my first murder, man. By the time I was in 8th grade, I started losing friends, like clockwork. By the time I was a freshman in high school, I had 5 to 10 friends close to me that were deceased already. You know what I'm saying? And it was normal. It's life to me. It was normal to have to want to carry a gun or be in fear for your life. And everyone around you was going through the same thing. So you don't feel like special, or you don't, in a sense, you may feel alone to yourself before you feel like what you're going through is unique to you. You could barely grieve because the person across the street going through the same thing, or your best friend going through the same thing, or your mother, your uncle, everybody's grieving, everybody's suffering from this trauma in a way, you know what I'm saying? So as I got older, I actually got arrested, you know what I'm saying, and for carrying a gun and just stuff like that. As I got older, I felt like it was a need for me, even though I'm an artist and I'm a person, of high stature or whatever you want to call it. I still had to, be in fear of my life, or feel like I had to carry a gun and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So when I started to actually talk to people about it, I began seeing my therapist and stuff like that, and just talking to somebody who could kind of give you their opinion from an unbiased perspective, or from a perspective of someone who's never experienced life on any level that you experienced it. You know what I'm saying? And finding out a lot about myself, finding out that I do suffer from this mental illness, and finding out that what I'm going through is not normal. It's normal for the people where I come from and from my environment, but in life, in actuality, it's actually not normal to leave out the house 7 days a week and feel like you have to carry a gun, or feel like that your life can be taken from you 7 days out of the week, man. And that was my life. That was my reality for well over 10 years, for more than half of my life. You know what I'm saying? I'm 24 years old, and I've been suffering from this illness since before I was a teenager, and I didn't even know. I thought it was normal. I thought just this is, what I was up against. But as I began to experience life on so many different levels, I see like I don't really have to live this way.
Yeah. I mean, and I commend you for that, man, because talking about it is not, you make it look easy, but talking about it,
Yeah, right.
it's not easy, man. I'm telling you, and I'll say here forever, I'm not ashamed of the fact that I've struggled with depression in the past. I've written about it for Men's Health.
Yeah.
Writing that article and talking about it, I'm a psychiatrist. It's
Man, I
been hard for
commend
me.
you, bro, because
Yeah.
just as a man, it's hard to, address our mental health issues, or
Yeah.
address depression, or address any of these things, because as a man, you feel like you're supposed to just take all your problems on and take it to the chin, but we all human at the end of the day, man. And a lot of people don't have, I had read something, and I say this in a lot of interviews because it's true, where the average human attention span is only about 8 seconds. So especially with having that, that's a proven fact. That's a scientific fact. With having that and still having the mentality to take on all of this stuff, all of this pain, all this aggression, and just act like everything is normal. You could explode. You could be, holding on. It could be detrimental to yourself, to your health. You could die of depression, if anything.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? There's
Yeah.
so many different ways where that can go wrong. So we gotta address it. We gotta have people who make it okay to address these issues. And want to help yourself.
What was it like that first time? I'll be honest with you. The first time I went to go see a therapist years ago, I walked out. I'm like, man, this is not for me. And it's
Yeah.
weird now that I see patients, right? I mean, what was it like for you the first time
Um,
You saw a therapist.
I smoke a lot of weed, man. I'm gonna be completely honest with you. So I had to calm myself down first. You know, I was
Yeah.
real nervous, and my first time in, I had my idea in my head. I don't know why. I split my idea in half because I was just trying to talk to her and be honest. You know, because I wanted to. I think therapy helped me because I wanted to find a solution to the problem. I wanted to stop having to carry a gun. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to kind of realize what is it about myself or talk to somebody where they could understand me. You know, and for my judge, everybody, I like for people to understand. I was going through a lot. I was fighting for my life, man. So it's like, I, I don't really, I can explain myself, but I'm not too good at it. I like for people to understand me. So I will like give you a lot about me where you can understand why I do act like that, because every action has a reaction, whether people, you know what I'm saying, believe it or not. There's no coincidence why I behave the way I behave. You know what I'm saying? So I think with me going in there wanting to find a solution to the problem and, you know, not wanting to be in fear for my life and telling this lady that I have to carry a gun on me 365 days out of the year because I'm afraid that somebody could kill me, somebody that I don't even know. You know, and I know this because I feel this way because of experience, not because I'm watching movies, because real, actual life
Yeah.
experience, you know.
And it
And so
sounds like there was
the
a lot of
first time was crazy.
misunderstanding.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot of misunderstanding. And I always been misunderstood. And I think people like me are always misunderstood because if you carry a gun or you this way or you this, they automatically associate you as a hoodlum. Or it's like, you know, a criminal in a sense, where it's like, I'm not a criminal, I'm a family man, I'm a businessman, I'm all of these things above, and I'm a human, and we have the right to bear arms in our Fifth Amendment. So I don't want to really get too political, but it's like all these different states are different. You know, Texas down south, they had a right to bear arms, and a firearm is not really like anything. It's a tool, you know what I'm saying? So it's like they don't carry it the way the people in Chicago may carry it, and it's legal or illegal to carry one. And people, you see 7 people get killed a week in my neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? You hear 7 people get killed a week in my neighborhood, but you don't hear that in those down south states where they could carry guns legally because it's their right. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like that's why my environment is the way it is, and that's why I'm a product of my environment. You know.
Why do you think it's so difficult? Why do you think it's so difficult for Black men in particular to get the help they need when they're struggling?
Because I think because there's not enough leaders, man. There's not enough role models. People like myself, people like you, to say, man, it's okay to want to get help, you know, because at the end of the day, a lot of times we need it and we understand that we need it. We just don't go out and seek the help that we need because we feel like we're strong enough to take on this pain, all this anger, all this frustration, and everything that we, you know, up against on a day to day. We think that it's normal and that it's okay to just hold it all in, but it's all right to get help because I guarantee you, every man, no matter how tough or whoever you are, when you're in a room alone by yourself, you think about your problems and you would love for somebody to come and relieve you of
Sure.
this stuff. You would love to be able to relieve yourself. You know what I'm saying? So it's all about just acknowledging the problem and standing in front of it. You know what I'm saying? Because it is a problem at the end of the day. Mental health is a serious issue in our country and all over the world. You know what I'm saying? And the more we address it, the more people can understand how to navigate through life because there is no coincidences. You know what I'm saying? Some people got it way worse than other people, but I feel like everyone's situation, someone is going through something much worse than you are. So I think that's how I was able to, you know, get myself through a lot of the stuff that I was going through early on.
That's great, man. For those of you just joining, I'm Dr. Greg Brown, Austin-based psychiatrist, advisor for men's health. I'm joined by the rapper, the songwriter, the wellness advocate, G Herbo. We're
Yes,
talking
sir.
male mental health here on the gram. So, hey, I just want to ask you about this idea of vulnerability, right? And so,
Yeah.
when you go to therapy, I mean, you're putting yourself in a vulnerable position, and basically, you're opening up your mind, your heart, and your soul to a stranger, essentially. I mean, what was that
Yeah.
process like for you?
Um. Like I mean, it wasn't really too hard. I mean, it was. I would say it could be difficult because a lot of times, you know, people judge us and we care about other people's opinion about, you know what I'm saying, how they feel and what they think of you as a person. But I think I really don't care too much about all of that. So I think that's why it was kind of easy for me. And it's really just me helping people understand me, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm human and the way I act, a lot of people may not like me for certain things. Some people might love me for certain things. So I am who I am, and you have to just accept me for that. So I'm gonna be completely honest with you. You know what I'm saying? For the people that I can help, for the people who look up to me and look forward to me being honest and talking about my life in these ways, because it helped them, you know what I'm saying, make certain decisions that affect their life. And that's all it is, man. It's
And
just being completely
I
honest with myself and being honest with the world, so they could, you know what
yeah.
I'm saying, use the things that help me to help them, man. That's all it's about. That's why I do music, to be honest.
I think you were right on with that. I think that's so important because people ask, why do we talk? I mean, we're not
Yeah.
talking to get self-pity. We don't want people, I don't want people to feel sorry for me. I'm sure you don't want people to feel
Nah,
sorry for
I
you.
never did any of this for self pity or for anyone to feel
Yeah.
sorry for me. More so, just for people to understand me, and it can help them understand themselves. Because we a lot alike in a lot of ways. You know,
Yeah.
I'm no different. I'm no special. I don't carry myself any higher than anyone else. You know, I wake up, go to sleep, the same as any other human being.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying?
And the way I see things, man, I mean, you reach a lot of people. So if just one person, if just one person can listen to this
Yeah.
conversation and be motivated, inspired by it, then we've done some good work here.
Yeah, I heard that, man. I heard that when I was in jail, man. I was in the county jail, and they told me, like, if you could help one person or affect one person, you know what I'm saying, with your life, or just change the life of one person, you done what you were put on this earth to do, you know what I'm saying? So if I could help hundreds or thousands or hundreds of thousands or millions, you know what I'm saying, I'm blessed to be in this position, man. So I just try to take advantage of it.
And one of your gifts, man, is music. So we got to talk a little bit about music, right?
Yeah.
So I know that people express themselves in different ways. I have a couple of patients who come to see me who enjoy rap, and the way they communicate is with rhyme and verse. I mean, what role has music played in your therapy?
Music has played the biggest role because that was my first form of therapy before I ever seen a
Yeah,
therapist. The music was therapeutic to me. A lot of things that I can't probably communicate to the world or to people around me, I used to communicate through my music, man. And they used to understand. A lot of times when people heard songs and applied it to themselves, because I was actually talking about them. You know what I'm saying? Talking about my brothers, talking about my mother, talking about a lot of people in my life that have affected me and that I may have affected, and I wasn't able to communicate with them verbally. So I communicate, you know what I'm saying, through my music. And it's helped me. You know, a lot of times I just go to the studio and go think and brainstorm, and I go make songs that may never come out, but it's just therapeutic for me to let some of these things off my chest, man. So music, rap always been like the biggest form of therapy for me since I started.
yeah. I mean, and I know you named your most recent album PTSD,
Yeah,
right? And
yeah.
so, what went into that decision, and what are you hoping to convey with that?
Um, I really just lean forward towards PTSD because it was me understanding, you know what I'm saying, my own mental health, you know, it's my own mental health disorder and what I was going through and why I suffered from this for so many years because I didn't understand what it was, you know what I'm saying, and why everybody around me in my neighborhood and all over the world suffer from this stuff because you don't know, you don't understand, you know what I'm saying? Life is precious. So when you see life being taken from you every single day, it does something to you mentally, man. I lost tons of friends. I lost dozens of friends and family members, people that are close to me that were taken because of gun violence, you know what I'm saying? And I'm a product of that. So what am I to do? I'm to want to carry a gun. I'm to want to be in fear of my life. You know, I am to be angry. I am to be frustrated, confused, all of these things. And that all goes on in the brain. It goes on
Yeah,
internally because it's a mental illness. It bothers you on the inside, not the outside. You can't look at my face and know that I've seen uh
yeah, yeah.
50 people be murdered, you know what I'm saying? But if you pick my brain, you can tell that I've seen 50 people be murdered. So,
You
you
know, and
know,
as a
you gotta acknowledge
psychiatrist,
things.
yeah, and as a psychiatrist, I mean, all sorts of people walk into my office. You
Yeah,
got doctors, lawyers, all sorts
yeah.
of people. And
So
some of
many
these
people
people, you're
suffer
like,
from
you
trauma.
would never know they're struggling. People can do a
Yeah,
good job of hiding it.
yeah, man. And that's crazy. You don't really know what a person going through until you walk in their shoes, man. And you know, people suffer from trauma and mental illness on so many different levels, man. It could be from going broke. It could be from losing a high school sweetheart, literally.
I
And you
see that all the
never
time, man,
recover
all the
from this.
time.
You never recover from it, man. So
Yeah.
how could you expect a person who's lost their mother, brother, son? You know what I'm saying? It's like it's no coincidence. You just got to learn how to, you know, move on from it. And you never move on. You just got to learn how to really deal with it and live life through these things. You know what I'm saying? It never really gets easier for a person. It just get easier to deal with.
Do you think the experience going to therapy, really thinking about some these issues in a way that you haven't before, has that changed your life? Has it made you a better person?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely, man. I don't even really like let stuff bother me anymore, man. I feel like I'm strong as an ox when it comes to that kind of stuff. Like a lot of things that I used to let bother me, I don't even let get to me, man. If it don't really affect me, you know what I'm saying, affect how in my life on any level, financially, mentally, you know what I'm saying, the people I love, I really don't even let it get to me because a lot of these things I can't control, you know what I'm saying? So it's like you really can't control 70, probably 80% of the things that actually goes on in your life. You probably really only have control of about 20% of that. No matter how powerful you are of a person, you control what you actually can control. And I do the best I can at that. You know what I'm saying? I think I got that in the headlock, but everything else that I really can't control, I just deal with, you know what I'm saying, accordingly. I don't really let it get to me, and I try to let it be least effective to me in any negative way as possible, man. That's about it.
So living with this, man, living with this personal experience makes you a little bit of a trauma expert, right? I mean, you've been through
Kinda, man.
this,
I could be a
you've lived with
therapist
it.
if I wanted to, man. I don't know, man. If I hung with you for about a month, man, I probably could perfect this therapy thing.
But I wanted to ask you, man, because I feel like right now, if we just take a step back, the world is going through a lot of traumatic events right now. I mean, we're
Yeah.
dealing with coronavirus, all of the social and racial injustices are coming out with George Floyd. I mean, we're
Yeah.
learning about being reminded of the importance of having productive conversations about race, which is hard for a lot of people. So, I mean, do you find any type of hope in all of this? I mean, what would be your message on how we can get through this trauma as a society together?
Together it's just about helping each other, man, being that extra, you know what I'm saying, that extra hand and being a resource for your people. You know, someone like myself being a resource. That's why I do the things that I do. That's why I do have something while I'm focusing completely on mental health. I'm gonna take 150 kids, you know what I'm saying, from the inner city, from my city, from the south side, from the west side, from all different areas of the city, and I'm gonna provide free therapy for them where they could just talk about their stories and talk about the things that affect them and talk about where they want to be in life and what they think may be holding them back from getting there. So we could try to, you know what I'm saying, help them and be resources to our people and just bring opportunity. I think that's the first step, you know what I'm saying, making sure these things never happen again because we're having opportunity, we're bringing resources, you bring change, you know what I'm saying, you bring change to the way police neighborhoods, you know what I'm saying, the way these judges, all the people that affect our life on a day-to-day basis, we bring in resources to these things, you know what I'm saying, and bringing resources to our neighborhood, you know what I'm saying, and bringing change to it where we actually dictate the people who affect our lives on a day-to-day basis, man. I want to start with the kids when I'm doing that. So I'm gonna provide therapy, free therapy for 150 kids, and that's just the beginning, you know what I'm saying? So of course we're gonna do more. And it's just a way where a lot of times, I was a kid, I went through a lot of things and I didn't have nobody to talk to because a lot of things you can't really talk to your parents about, and teachers don't care. You don't really have active guidance counselors, active therapists, active anybody active in the community in that
Yeah.
sense, if you want to be honest. So, I'm just trying to break the cycle, man.
Yeah, yeah. For those of you just joining, I'm Dr. Gregory Scott Brown, Austin-based psychiatrist, advisor for men's health. I'm here with the rapper Herbo. We are talking about male mental health. He just got in to start and talk about his new mental health initiative, Swerving Through Stress. Is that what you're going to call it?
Yeah, swerving through stress, man.
Okay. What are you really hoping people to take away? And again, I just want to let you know that I think that work is so critically important. And I definitely take my hat off to you for starting that. I came across a statistic the other day. I think 1 in 3 people of color actually get the help that they need who, are struggling. So it's not this thing where everyone who's struggling can just go down the street and get an
Yeah,
appointment for a psychiatrist. And that's
absolutely.
regardless of the amount of money or resources you have. So that's some good work that you're doing.
Yeah, man, I'm excited, man. I think that the kids will be able to take from this that there actually is someone who can help because growing up, and I could contest to this because I was one of them. When you go through problems, you don't really listen to someone else's opinion or anything because you say, "What what have you done for me? What is it? You're
Yeah,
not going to help me. You're not
yeah,
going to better my situation. You don't understand what I'm going through. You don't know me from a can of paint. So why should I listen to you?" You know what I'm saying? And if it was any other way around, if they had people who actually cared growing up their entire life, they see that, oh, that is somebody that I could talk to, or I'm going through this. It's somebody right down the street I could go see about this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if they had that kind of mentality, they wouldn't look at life that way. You know what I'm saying? And I was once one of those kids. So, and that's only because I didn't have, anybody who could have, played the role that I'm playing,
How do
or
people
anybody
find
who
out?
could have played even a lesser role.
How do people find out more about the initiative?
Um, I'm gonna have my team put a whole, a whole press thing together where everybody can actually know it's gonna be all over the city, radio. I'm gonna do, we have a facility. Me and my partners, we own a school on the south side of Chicago, one of the 50 CPS schools that shut down, and we're turned into a multimedia facility, a business incubator. So maybe I don't know, we're gonna do something there. Maybe it's a block party fundraiser or something where we announcing it for the whole city and we start there. Maybe we have a therapist there. I don't know how we're gonna, do it in a creative sense where everybody could have the opportunity to be a part of it. But we definitely working on it.
Well, I think that is good work, man. I mean, just hearing you talk about this, and I mean, I've always been
Yeah,
under the mindset that wellness advocacy, it's not just something that should be restricted to shrinks like me and other therapists. I mean, it's people like you who are actually getting out there doing the good work. People who have big platforms. I mean, you can make such a huge difference, and you are really saving lives with the work that you're doing.
man. Appreciate it, man. I'm trying to, man. I don't know. I'm just trying to wake up and be better than I was yesterday, man. Because I know I ain't had this mindset earlier. I'm 24, man. I've been outside for a long time. I experienced life on a lot of different levels. So I'm just trying to help people, you know what I'm saying? And of course, help myself with doing that.
What would you like to leave with the viewers? If you could leave them with one lasting thought. Again,
Yeah,
we're talking about trauma today.
yeah,
Your experience with trauma, overcoming trauma as a society, some of the work you're doing
yeah.
as far as spreading the word with mental health. I mean, what would you like to leave with the listeners today?
Um, Man, really it's just to believe, you know what I'm saying? Believe in yourself, man, and know that nothing is a coincidence, you know what I'm saying? And just have vision, have vision. And nothing, like I said, nothing in life is a coincidence. So no matter what you're going through in life, good or bad, you know what I'm saying, you can always overcome it,